c'est deux affalons et des temps sans. Mais pas comme dans mes nos la gueule à nous prendre.
Hello and thanks for your company. Ukraine is the favourite to win this weekend's Eurovision Song Contest, which is being hosted by Italy for the first time in more than 30 years. Kalush Orchestra is competing with the song Stefania, which has become an anthem at home. And here, France is being represented by the group Alvan and Ahez. Marjorie Hash caught up with the four-piece ahead of the event to talk about their entry, which is sung in the Breton language.
Alvan and Ahez ama.
Ad kavim achamnom et France pe wavarnigen.
Tandei.
You are together representing France at the Eurovision 2022. You're a collaboration that came about in 2021 of traditional Breton singing and electronic music. And you are the first people singing in Breton representing France since 1996. First of all, what made you want to take part in the Eurovision Song Contest?
We met and created this song. We weren't supposed to send it to the Eurovision at all, but his manager proposed us to do it, and we said, okay, why not? And here we are.
And apparently you made it, you were like hands up the big winners of the French selection for the Eurovision. Was that something that surprised you?
Yeah, we were really surprised. we really looked shocked. We didn't expect that. But yeah, we were really happy and extremely proud to bring Breton language on the Eurovision stage.
A lot of people were a bit critical, like, why are they not singing in French? However, singing in Breton is a really important part of your identity as a band, and it's something you want to promote. Can you tell us how you reacted to that?
There's a lot of languages in France, minorized languages, and we think it's really important as Breton speakers. We grew up with both languages, and we see how important it is to speak a local language too. Because it says a lot about where we come from, and there's a lot of it's so much more than communication.
I think someone told me that that's the first time there isn't one song singing in French of all Eurovision.
Yeah.
Wow, we are so proud about it.
But not against French at all.
Yeah.
We speak French all day, and that's our maternal language, so French is very important for us. But to be able to bring a regional language on Eurovision stage is very important.
Your song is called Fulin, which means spark in Breton, but also young girl. And it's a story taken from a Breton Celtic legend. Can you tell us a little bit about this legend?
So the legend is called Katel Golit. She was a young girl that enjoyed dancing at night, but at the time it was really not okay for a girl to be that to like dancing that much. So, and especially she didn't want to marry, someone, so she was put in a tower, then she escapes, and she goes to a party at night, and she meets a young mysterious man, and she dances with him all night long, and she dies of exhaustion at the end. Not a happy ending.
Nice story. Hardcore clubbing.
Yeah, this man was the devil. In the legend, the Catel Golet is described as an anti-heroine, but we think nowadays it's on the contrary a very positive figure. She's oppressed, but she managed to emancipate herself from this from the bad looks that women can receive sometimes.
Your performance is very witchy and mystical on stage. And can you tell us a bit about the show you've got planned for the big night of the Eurovision 2022?
We can tell anything, it's a surprise.
Yeah, it's gonna be the same but better.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to answer it.
And the Eurovision Song Contest takes place on Saturday. Good luck to everyone taking part. Now, the second largest city in the tiny country of Luxembourg is one of this year's European Capitals of Culture. Esch-sur-Alzette has only 36,000 inhabitants. France 24 takes you on a guided tour.
A mining town that has reinvented itself as a scientific and cultural destination. In the 20th century, Esch-sur-Alzette was at the heart of Luxembourg's manufacturing sector, and workers came from all across Europe. On the Belval Plateau, 3 blast furnaces dominated the landscape. Today, they're surrounded by banks, a campus, and art galleries.
From the moment when the last blast furnace, which is blast furnace B, closed in 1997, we had an industrial wasteland which needed to be transformed. The idea is to make it a new city.
A city in the throes of change and sites undergoing redevelopment.
We're in the blast furnace A, and we're on the casting floor. The cast iron came out from that side and was dumped into wagons to be transported and then transformed. The casting hall will become a place for performances, since we'll have a stage on this side and we'll have bleachers on this side.
In a warehouse that once used to make the material for plugging the tap hole of blast furnaces, an exhibition revisits the city's industrial past using new technologies. Directly opposite is the Molerai, the building where the iron ore for the blast furnaces was stored. Today, it's the leading place for cultural events.
Now the Molerai is offering an exhibition of contemporary art, with electronic works, digital works, interactive installations. Sculptures that question the notion of identity nowadays, with the influence of social networks and media in the society.
One example, this installation pastes the visitor's face onto a body projected into a virtual universe from which it can't escape. Esch 2022 also offers workshops. Here, a French artist teaches how to create 3D models from graphic cubes.
We have selected a number of architectural buildings that can be found in the Belval district, and we're in the process of reconstructing them in 3 dimensions. And each of these models will be associated with a map in order to edit an augmented reality card game.
Unwaveringly turned towards the future in Europe, Esch hopes visitors from all over the world will come and discover the city's second act.
Now, just before we go, I want to tell you about a special show we've been working on. This year, France is celebrating Portuguese culture with concerts, exhibitions and performances from the country's top artists. So France 24's Culture Show is taking you on a musical voyage to Lisbon. The Portuguese capital has a sound like no other European city. There's a boom in music influenced by African beats, and it's eroding social barriers as well as making waves internationally. We spent a few days with the award-winning Portuguese star, Dino de Santiago. He's a champion of Lisbon's new wave of Afro-electronic sounds, singing of a new Lisbon, a city recognising and accepting its diverse social fabric.
A tua cidade a chamar por ti. Entra na zona. Não digas que tens de sair para acontecer. Eu já não vou nem tentar. You travel to other capitals and you don't have this mixture in the sounds or in the clubs. Eu já não vou nem tentar.
The influence of the African music in Portugal, it's a movement that it's evolving constantly. In that sense, it's also a music of the present, but it's also a music of the future.
It's really important to me to keep my roots. Kuduro is the music to make you free.
And you can catch our special show from Lisbon later this week or online at france24.com. We're also on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. There's more news coming up on France 24 after this.